Good morning, pregame crew. Happy CPI day. How are ya? We'll get started officially in 10 minutes between now and 6:30 Mountain Time, 8:30 Eastern, where I'll get started. I'll get you ready, hopefully, for the CPI data. You have your levels. They're pinned in the chat room. FYI, at the top of the chat, you'll see the pinned resistance levels and support right here. You want to click on that link if you want those levels if you're a futures trader. And it is October 13th, 2022, Thursday. I realized I didn't do that yesterday. 8:21 a.m. Eastern, 6:21 a.m. Mountain Time. Good morning. The nerves are palpable. I have never gotten this many direct messages in chat as I have today in pre-market. It's unbelievable. People are on pins and needles for the CPI data, which tells me sit on your hands. We don't have to trade today. Just sit on your hands. Good morning, Night Truck. How are you? Let me say hello to my people. Hey, Luciano, Greg, Andre, Night Truck, Neil, Matthew, Casey, Dublin, Lori C, Theodore. That's cute, Theodore Roosevelt. The numbers will be out in 9 minutes. Thanks, Mal. Bask. Hey, Block. Hey, Mark. ER, thank you. Cbro. Carlos, Julius, hey Maddie, I didn't miss you this morning. I didn't skip over you. Bitcoin is super heavy this morning, and that could be canary. We'll look at that. Hey Renee. Hola, Dennis. Hey Slow Devil, I don't know. But the Instapot pressure is pretty high this morning. We are on very high pressure situation as far as traders. I can sense it. It's just like tingling. Getting so many messages. What about this and what about that? Well, Domino's had bad earnings. Why is it popping? Delta had great earnings. It popped and it dropped. What's going on? Good morning. Hey. Exactly, Carlos. Hey, Mike. Hey, Rory. And the thing is this need to interpret data and get it right, and for the market to respond rationally, that desperate need for those things to make sense is beyond me. That's one of the things, at least I learned that early on. Some of the other lessons it took a while. But I'm telling you, free yourself from the need to understand and interpret every piece of data. And as it relates to the market, is the market responding rationally or irrationally? More times than not, the market responds irrationally. And people are like, I don't understand. Why is Domino's popping, and they had terrible earnings? Look at this chart. I mean, was it priced in? It could have been priced in. That makes a lot of sense. So they missed on EPS, they didn't miss on rev, and maybe the conference call, they said something about upping guidance and it wasn't in the tweet. There's so many pieces of data. Unless you are a Domino's CFO, you can explain, you would know these things, all the nitty gritty details, but the market does not have to respond logically. What if it just popped on an algo pop and then shorts were forced to cover and this is happening? Again, I'm just trying to give you a gift of freedom. We need to worry about price action. Actually, we don't need to worry about anything. We need to trade price action and give up the need to know. Good morning. Yes, it's been a very difficult trading year. Y'all, I am looking slightly bullish. I have two conflicting pieces of information. Let's get into it. Dollar, the daily lower high is set, and hourly we have pulled back to a degree that now on the next pop, we're looking for a lower high on the dollar, on the hourly. So that's the dollar, and then Bitcoin. So that makes me look a little bullish. But Bitcoin has been super weak this morning compared to the indices. Is that a canary? So which canary do we believe? The crypto heaviness or the dollar weakness? Dollar weakness is good for the market. Bitcoin heaviness is not good for the market. On the next bounce, we're looking for hourly lower high on Bitcoin. So from what I'm looking at on the VIX and the dollar, I'm looking for an initial bearish reaction and then for it to reverse bullish. Either way, I'm not going to trade it. It's going to give me key levels for the day. That's what I'm looking for CPI to do. Give me key levels for the day. What's the low of the reaction? What's the high of the reaction? And once we break out or down from that, that'll give me a ton of information. And we have bank earnings tomorrow. We have bank earnings after hours, I believe, with BlackRock, and then we have bank earnings tomorrow. That has a huge fundamental impact to the market. We could have a strong bull move today and strong bear move tomorrow. I'm expecting 2 days of whippy action. We have lots of inside bars out there, and we will most likely break those inside bars today. And again, we'll just, oh, good, Ludovic. I'm glad that you like the book. You're welcome, H4. Hey, Dr. Michael. Hey, Trey. Hey, Topher, Bobo, Ross, Satoshi, Sam. Good morning. So my 2 cents or my 5 cents or whatever is I'm looking for the dollar hourly lower high. 15-minute, we got a bear flag. That has me looking slightly bullish, but CPI will impact the dollar as well as the markets. And bonds are looking particularly spiffy. So if we look at ZB, we're in an hourly uptrend. We hardly ever say that about bonds. So bonds are looking pretty strong this morning. That's another bullish signal for me. Hang Seng was down pretty big overnight, 1.87%, this poor chart. And then DAX has gone from 0.8% up when I looked at it earlier to 1.34%. So that is another bull canary. Jungle Cat, same thing. That's exactly what I was doing, is selling premium yesterday because they are super juiced because of this expected and anticipated volatility. So selling options has definitely been a beautiful thing. Hey, Ram, you're my friend. Oh, BLK reported this morning. Thanks, Maddie, for keeping me on the straight and narrow. All right, let's look at ES levels. All of these bright yellow, it looks like Big Bird yellow. All these bright yellow supports and resistances, these are all of our key levels that are surrounding price right now, just in case you want to mark those up. And I would say the most important level here is 3653. Let's call it 3650. 3650 and 3570. Let me type those. I'm just trying to make it simple for us. 3650 and 3570. Those are our key levels. Where is that? Come on. 650, 70. All right, those are our key levels today. If the CPI breaks out of this balance area to the upside or downside, we want to see immediate follow through. If it doesn't get immediate follow through, then we have a look below and fail, look above and fail, and then we can short it. So my goal is to hopefully give you some trading signals once the CPI data is out. But just know that this is ninja environment, meaning consistently profitable traders that are really good at scalping should be the only ones looking at trading today. You're welcome, Simon. You're welcome. You're welcome. So CPI data in 2 minutes. They did have earnings this morning, Maddie. You are right. Slightly green. It's a little encouraging. So now on the hourly, we have bounced so hard on a pullback, we have enough room for hourly higher low. Again, that's another reason pointing to the bullish side, and Bitcoin for me is pointing to the bearish side for the market. So let's see how things go. Again, sitting on your hands is most likely the best option you have available to you today. Yeah, Toby, thank you. Toby, Cryptoby, he is the one who created the thumbnail for the YouTube. Our pregame video this morning. Thank you so much. Yeah, Carlos, we got some, do y'all remember those jumping beans? Those beans that had little worms in it and they would jump? We got a bunch of jumping beans out there this morning. And if someone could grab the link of the data once it's out, I would appreciate it if you could share it in here. Actually, I'm going to go pull that up right now too. We have jobless claims also coming out. Just a heads up, jobless claims will be coming out. This is the weekly number. And good news is bad news for the market. And then the CPI number should be coming out any second. Okay, it's out. As soon as I see it, I'll grab it for us. Come on, Walter Bloomberg. Okay, it's higher. It is higher than what's expected. That is bearish. And we're through the 35.70. That is bearish, super bearish. All right, so your next support below 35.50 is 35.42. We are through that level. Next is 35.15. Remember what the crazy lady told you. I'm looking for that 3,400 number. Sorry about this. My mouse is not cooperating this morning. This 339750, the pre-COVID dump high. That's what I'm looking for us to find a bottom in this market. We are through our key supports. I would not look to reverse this or go short here because we've already dumped. I would wait for a bounce to short. That's where the logic is. This is a pretty bad number. Look at NASDAQ. Your next support is at 10,301, 10,301 on NASDAQ. So I was a little, I don't want to say lazy, but I didn't put a ton of time into Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, and Tesla this morning because I knew this data would impact us so greatly that it could be all for naught. And now we see that happening. So 35.15. If we break through 3,500, I would look for a small bounce if we break through 3,500. And at this point, it would just be a relief bounce. Our 5-minute RSI is at 12. 15-minute RSI is at 17. Again, if we were to break through 3,500, I would look for a tiny relief bounce and then look to short a bounce. All right. Thanks, Jason, for sharing that. 15 RSI. Let's look at 1 minute. Looks like they're not going to let it get through 3,500 on this initial push down. So now 36.50 is key, which I doubt we see that today. We'll see. And then 3,500 psych support right now. Okay, we're bouncing before 3,500. They're front running that. All right, let's go look at the dollar. The dollar daily lower high is now negated because we thought it was set when we had the hourly downtrend. That typically will confirm a lower high. Well, this reaction negated that. So now the next resistance is the high of 114.778. So now we have enough room for an hourly higher low on a pullback. All right, let's go look at bonds. Negative for the bond, but this is notable. We didn't lose that 12328. We hit 12327. That's a double bottom. That's notable. If bonds can hold up, that could give the market a nice relief bounce. Okay, what's the US 10-year going crazy? Yeah, going crazy. Okay, again, notable. Two pieces of information that just I want to make note of. ZB, hourly double bottom. That's good. That's bonds. US 10-year, hourly double top. ES wasn't able to break through 3,500. So let's see if we can recover with the dollar, bonds finding a double bottom, Treasury finding a double top. And then we look at the volume on any bounce to tell us, is this people really changing their sentiment? No. Look at this. We have declining bull volume on this bounce. That's a classic bear flag. So today, let me just cut to the chase. The best setups for you today are going to be two setups. Stair steps is your BFF. And if you don't know what a stair step pattern is, you can check it out on YouTube. Dan has a video on what the stair step is. And then reverse back burner. A reverse back burner is 5-minute overbought. In these scenarios, when we have such a strong downtrend, and now we're downtrending on every single time frame, okay? Monthly, weekly, daily, 4-hour, hourly, 15-minute, 5-minute, 1 minute, down, 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 down. When you have all of those trends lined up. You look to short bounces and 5-minute overbought. So let's go set our alert for that. Tell me when. I'm not even going to wait for 70. I'm going to say 67. When it starts approaching overbought on the 5-minute, I want to know. That will give me a short opportunity. And for those of you who need to know and want to know why this is bad for the market, that means inflation is rising much faster than folks anticipated. Much faster. So we were expecting 8.1 or whatever, and it's 8.2. So inflation is continuing to grow. So the quantitative tightening that the Feds have been doing with their balance sheet and raising the interest rates, it's not helping the economy yet. They're extreme, which is pretty extreme. Mortgages are over 7% now. Pretty extreme interest rate hikes are not cooling off the economy. So now at the next FOMC, I bet if we go look at that chart on CME futures where it says, what do we expect the FOMC to do at the next meeting, is probably a full point hike now instead of 0.75. And all of that impacts the market. That means our recession is getting worse and the Feds have to do more. And when the Feds do more, interest rate goes up, dollar is strong, and all of these things are working together in harmony. So the low of this reaction is now everything, 35.10. If we hold that, that means the bulls are saying enough. Enough. The 35.10 is the level today. The reverse back burner and stair step. And again, we have a video on that. I'm not going to stop and draw all those candles today. All right, let's go get the levels for NASDAQ. 10,300 is your next support below 10,575. And then this will be key. 10K level on NASDAQ will be key to hold. 10K, 3,500 on ES and 10K on NASDAQ. Super important that we hold these levels. Okay, we're already down 2.4% today. And we haven't even started the trading hours, the regular trading hours. So I'm going to make an extreme comment. Days like today could bring about a circuit breaker or a limit down scenario where we go down 7% in one day before 3:25 p.m. Eastern, and then the stock market, the market makers have to turn on the circuit breakers and say, that's it, we're shutting down the market for 15 minutes. They open it back up, and if it goes down a certain percentage, then they shut it down again, and sometimes they can shut it down for the whole day. So just the amount of nerves this morning, you could sense that today was a really important day. The limit down is not off the table when we're down this much early in the morning. If someone could put a link in the chat room, I'll see if I can grab it fast, as to what a circuit breaker, what the limits are. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Stock market circuit breaker, I got it. A level 1 is A level 1 is 7%, a level 2 is 13%, a level 3 is 20%, and that's where they shut it down for the day, and it must happen before 3:25. If it happens after 3:25, they keep letting it go. So let me go put this in the chat. Thanks, Rav. I appreciate that. Bitcoin does not have a circuit breaker, no. Yes, thank you, Paul Investor. I appreciate that. You putting that in there makes it easier to see as well. So there is such thing as a limit up, limit down. And there's a lot of talking heads, economists out there, technical analysts, CNBC contributors that are saying they don't see a meaningful bottom until we get a limit down scenario. And think about what limit down is. Limit down is 7% down in one day. That's max capitulation. That is complete fear entering the market. That's what Buffett calls blood in the street. And that could be a huge opportunity to buy. If we could just get all the weak hands out of the market. And this move is flushing out a ton of retail investors that came into the market over COVID, and they're part of the weak hands. Get everybody so scared, have them throw away all of their stocks, and then we can get started on a meaningful bottom and a meaningful bounce. Okay, so I have ES up on another screen. I have my notes up on another screen. I think I've walked you through this the best I can. Now we're going to move on to the other indices, RTY. So, and let's file this away. If you watched Dan's market video yesterday, he said we're getting experience. It's a tough trading year. The goal is for you just to maintain and preserve your capital. That's the minimum goal. Preserve your capital so you can live to trade this another day. And here's a great day where we can say Bitcoin signaled that move. Totally signaled that move. Ethereum broke bear out of a weekly double inside bar. Look at this, inside bar. Broke bear this morning while the market was bouncing. Crypto totally was our bellwether. It was a shot across the bow. Hey, it signaled the move. It said warning, warning, warning. And now in the future, we can say, man, when crypto gets this heavy ahead of some economic data, warning, warning, this could be a signal, a shot across the bow. So I'm definitely going to file that away for myself. Jobless claims up higher than the last 7 weeks. Okay, Derek, that hurts too. All right, let me get back to my rat killing, as my Meemaw would say. So we're still inside on RTY. That's interesting. We have not broken the 1647, the September 28 low. We have not broken it for RTY. For ES, I'm going to get all these lines off just so I can see. We broke it. NASDAQ, we broke it with a punch. We just didn't tiptoe over it. We pushed through that support level with vengeance. Player? I don't know. RTY still holding it. That is interesting. Okay, we just broke the inside bar to the downside, and Dow is still holding it. Dow and RTY will have a hard time holding those supports when our big dogs, ES and NASDAQ, have broken theirs to the downside. That tells me there's a laggard trade right now on RTY, on the Russell and Dow, potential bear laggard trade since they have not broken their key support. So you have, that could be 165 point target right here on Dow, targeting this 28635 to the downside, because there's going to be very small chance that they could hold those supports with ES and NASDAQ already ripping through theirs. All right, VIX. Yep, and England stops easing tomorrow. Good point. VIX, what's the VIX doing? Okay, this doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, this is some divergence. This does not make sense. And it doesn't always have to make sense. VIX and SPY are typically inverse. So this is another piece of data that just isn't adding up. VIX is spiking just a little bit, but why are we red? We should already... Am I behind? No, it's real time. This doesn't make sense. And again, market doesn't have to make sense, but you would expect that we would have already had a daily bull break on VIX over 34.88. I'm going to keep this up on another screen. I'm pulling it up on another screen right now. I want to watch this with ES. This doesn't add up. Okay, now I'm watching VIX on another screen. The fact that we did not get a daily higher high and confirm this daily bull flag right here, right now, is very, very bizarro. Absolutely, Chris. It should be above 35. I'm pulling it up on TOS. Sorry, y'all, but I think that's why y'all. UVIXI's spiking huge. Yeah, UVIXI's up huge. Oh, stop it. It's really driving me crazy. It's a short drive. Okay. Yeah, the VIX, UVIXI's popping and VIX isn't. I don't know what's going on with that chart. And I usually don't trust UVIXI as much because it has decay, but looks like it makes more sense than VIX does right now. Okay, let's keep going with the show. Bitcoin 18131, so it lost that weekly support. We had this weekly support level of 18153, and we broke it by $18. That's not a lot. Okay, that doesn't add up. We should have already flushed 17567 because ES did and NQ. Let's type this out. ZB bonds, double bottom, US 10-year. US 10-year had a double top. VIX is red. Bitcoin holding weekly support. It broke it by $18, but it didn't flush this 17,567. Okay, YM is holding it. RTY holding support. Now, are all 6 of these things enough to bounce NASDAQ and ES? I don't think so. I think all of these measures combined are still not enough to bounce the market. And I would say that Bitcoin could be now a laggard and target 17567 as a bear. Four-hour is daily oversold. Daily's not oversold. And if you're looking to buy any of these dips, you're going to want to see, okay, we just broke the low of the reaction. We hit 3508 now. We've broken the low of reaction. Now, the flush of 3500 in this scenario is not as attractive for a bottom fish because we already got a tiny bounce. Y'all see? Let me show you. So we got this tiny bounce and we cooled off RSI. So now a 3500 break is not as attractive. So let's see if 3,500 can hold. These psych levels tend to be strong supports and resistances. If we slice through it like a hot knife through butter, that tells us a lot about market sentiment. All right. Tommy, I mean, exactly. It is such a short drive. It's definitely a walk to go to the crazy house. Okay, Ethereum. It broke through 1220. It's still holding its July low. So the next support, the 1190 low, and then 1005 is the next support on Ethereum. Gold is really getting the beat down now. This daily inside bar broke bear. We still have enough room for a daily higher low compared to 1622. But on the next bounce, bears will be looking to pounce on gold, platinum, oil getting hit hard, which y'all have known. Okay, now VIX is moving northerly ever so slightly. Okay, this weekly 50 MA overhead has been a bear signal for me for oil. We lost our key support. Next support is 85.42. 85.42 on oil. On the next bounce, bears will be looking for a potential short. So on these commodities that are getting really oversold, when they bounce, you can use that 5-minute signal, the 5-minute overbought for potential shorts on gold, on platinum, on oil. Am I helping anyone? I hope this is helpful today, or is this just too chaotic of a tempo for you? Either way, I'd like to hear from you. Let me know. And if it is helping you, if you don't want to type in chat, that's fine. Just hit the like button and that lets me know that, hey, it's helping somebody. All right, nat gas inventory today. Just the inventory alone makes it a no trade zone for me. We are holding the 6305, which I think is pretty important for nat gas to hold. On the next push up, 5-minute overbought could be a potential top fishing setup, but we have inventory today at 10:30. I don't want to touch it. Oh, thank you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. That's very kind. I promise you I wasn't fishing for compliments, but heck, I'll take them. Okay, we've lost that key support. We've been talking about 13769 for a while. 13377 is the next support. What's the low of this move? Oh, we broke it. Bears are going to want to see that level broken during regular trading hours. This 13377, let me put a little arrow there so you can see it, or how about a star? 13,377. We're back above that. Market bulls are going to want to see that level hold during regular trading hours to have a chance at a bounce. Now remember, right now, everybody, their mother, brother, Sally, Susie, Nancy, Tommy, they're all looking bearish. Bank earnings could change everything. It can make it twice as bad, and we could retrace this entire move. So we still have a fundamental events or binary events that could impact this market. So to get overly positioned in either way for an overnight swing is not something that I would recommend, because we have these earnings that are pending. All right, we broke that 35.11. We're at 35.06 just by $5. So let's see if this 3,500 holds on ES. Apple 13377 is your key support. Amazon 10601. So now we're back down into July lows. 10601 is your next support on Amazon. And this is all I know to do, y'all, is to give you these big Mars levels so you can mark them up on your charts, because any chart you give me right now, individual names, I'm not interested. I'm going to look to short bounces in the indices. I tell y'all every day, when I'm looking short, I don't want to go into stock picking. I'm just going to short the indices. And if I'm looking long, then I can look to go long the indices or individual setups that look pretty ripe. But today, when everything's a short, then I'm just going to, at the moment, it's a short. I'm just going to look at shorting the indices on bounces. 208.69, that's your Mars level right here from June. That's your Mars level for Tesla. All right, I got a direct message. Let me see if, let me make sure everything's okay. My down. Okay. Oh, visuals. Thank you. That's very nice. Absolutely, boats can tip. All right, so 208.69 is your key level. You're going to want to see hold into regular trading hours. NEO, I was actually looking either way in this hourly EQ, but with the Hang Seng down 1 point, where is it? Right there. 1.87, a top fish made more sense, but now it's already flushed down and broken that level. So this is a busted setup for me. I wanted to stay within the hourly EQ, and we knew there was a low chance of that happening because, oh shoot, Peloton. With the CPI reaction in pre-market, it busted all these EQ setups. I've been picking on Peloton for 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row actually, and it continues to work. So bounces are for shorting for me on Peloton, looking for the daily and weekly lower high. And I probably won't short it today. I'll just go with the indices. And Rivian was another short setup against 32.68. That's busted. It's already down 4%. Now, I am going to answer questions for y'all for the next 5 minutes. If you have a question, please type it in the chat room, and I will do my best to answer you. Absolutely, Richie Rich. Yep, Jungle Cat. That's exactly what I do, Jungle Cat. I sell verticals on SPX, and in this case, call verticals. And I base it on, let's look at SPX. And I base it on key level. So today, the key level 3640. So I'm going to look, probably not that high, 3633. So probably the high of pre-market, 3633. I'll wait for a meaningful bounce, and then I'll look to sell calls over 3633. Will the sun rise tomorrow? Yes. Intuitive. Probably. I'm sure it could be manipulated, but I just don't. Manipulation for me is a futile endeavor. Anything where I think someone's, manipulating this, manipulating that, sure they are, whatever. All I can do is just trade price action, and that keeps my head on straight. I never introduced myself. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. Welcome to the end of the pregame show. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter at Chart Gal Lori, I would appreciate it. That would be lovely. Y'all have been wonderful today. I appreciate you being here. This is the largest amount of viewers that we have ever had. We just broke a record today. Give yourself a hand. Thank y'all for being here. I hope I've helped if market, what happens to same week options? They just stay put. All about area of interest. They stay put. So if you are in options for tomorrow, they don't adjust. It's like when a stock is halted. So if the market is limit down, they're just going to stay in their current value. And when it opens back up, it'll adjust to the appropriate price. Mars level is a level you can see for Mars. So on ES right now, the Mars level is the low of the reaction, 350675. Oh, thank you. I appreciate y'all being here. Hit the like button. You think back to June CPI. It could happen, Sonoma. I'm going to be watching bonds very, very closely. I'm going to be watching bonds. Thank you, Art Geckos. Awesome block. We'd love to have you. Get the course. Check us out. Our community is pretty awesome. We have a pretty cool community. We have commodities channel, alts, Bitcoins, futures, Bitcoins. Yeah, Bitcoins. It's like saying deers. Marijuana channel. We have uranium. We just have anything you're interested in trading. We probably have a channel for it. We have a community of over 1,000 of my closest friends. Would I say 5-minute oversold is conservative entry, but 5-minute short? Overbought, Rav. So 5-minute overbought is a possibly even an aggressive entry or a conservative entry, but a 5 EMA. Okay, yeah, okay, now I get what you're saying. So a 5-minute EMA, so let's go back to, we're on ES, let me go to the 5-minute. So yes, shorting here is an aggressive short. Waiting for 5-minute overbought is an aggressive short. So what would 5-minute RSI? Actually, it's 35.34. So it's the opposite. Do you see that, Rav? So my estimate tool says 35.34 would be 5-minute overbought. No, it isn't. No, I'm smoking some good stuff. That means we're still 5-minute oversold. Forget what I said. 5-minute overbought is just way out of the realm right now because we're so beat up. So this estimate tool is not going to be very accurate. So yes, that's an aggressive entry, is shorting the 8 EMA or 12 EMA back test, whatever your quick EMA is. That's an aggressive short entry, and waiting for 5-minute overbought, even 1-minute overbought could provide a short entry. Yeah, that could provide a short entry, the 1-minute overbought. So as long as we hold this 35.06 today, I would say the bulls have put up some pretty good defense. I anticipate that level will be taken out to the downside, possibly after a dead cat bounce, because we're just not getting in any good news. This bad news, now we're pricing in a full percentage. Every time we drop, we're pricing in some of this bad information. So once the bad information clears out, we should have a pretty good bounce, but there's just no sign of it ending right now. And we're just entering earnings season. So rough. Oh, no problem. Oh, your daughter is wondering. So I am talking, marijuana is bad. It's so bad. I'm kidding. I was talking about the marijuana stocks, not the drug. Or is it a drug anymore? I don't know. I probably just need to shut up now. Thank y'all for being here, and use stop losses.